All right. Very new at this, but I think we are live right now.
Hi,
Um,
YouTube.
hey, YouTube. All right. So we should be live streaming right now to YouTube. All the audio should be set up. And when I share my screen, you should be able to see, and we should be able to hear and see what I'm sharing.
Yep.
Um, Welcome, everybody. So what we're going to be doing today, a while ago I asked if there's any other footage or content anybody wants to see from that's 2024, and the one and only response that I got was the Rook here asking to do a review of Syracuse versus Loveland B in finals from that's 2024 last year. The Rook has been here sportingly waiting for me to finish my audio and video setup, an extra 40 minutes. So everyone give him some love in the comments. He's been a great sport. And he's also here to help with the very first test of my live streaming, trying to get with the kids. So if you happen to be, hanging around YouTube and see that we went live, you should be able to jump in and comment. And I'm keeping an eye on that over here. Eli, you have any thoughts for the people? Ooh, Fallen Nightcore. Hey, Fallen Nightcore, what up?
That's me.
Yeah, I forgot that was you. How does it look? Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
You lagging too bad?
No, we're not actually at all.
Okay, sweet. All right, well, we're gonna take another step into the void. I'm gonna share my screen. See that?
I do see that.
All right. So we are going to we're going to review this game. I'm just gonna play it. And Rook, if you want me to pause or rewind at any point or go slow motion, just let me know. And let's just give our thoughts.
I'm gonna full screen that thing.
Okay, here we go.
We'll see how this goes, but yeah, definitely excited for this game and kind of a rematch of something
All right.
we've seen prior.
So, kind of highlighting the heavy matchup there. White Ninja versus Cody, unnamed Cody. Yeah, well, this was literally your finals game. This was,
they do have three strong, very strong,
6 teams left.
options.
You'd already been put in the losers bracket. What
What
was kind of your thoughts for you as a team going into this game?
Well, I know for a fact that I was very scared for this game after we had gotten the game taken off of us at pods. I was pretty nervous about this game. I thought they were pretty good, and I knew that Beans has a reputation for sandbagging, although it didn't actually show that much in these kind of games. Um,
Smashing
I knew that
teams.
both of the games were probably going to
as commander.
go to time because most of our games so far had, just because of the brick wall heavies. There's really not that much progress that actually happened during the first game at least. And I mean, Judah and I were pretty evenly matched up with the other scouts. It came down to pretty much how the commanders were able to do, in my opinion, actually.
Yeah, for sure. Syracuse was kind of rapidly changing and evolving throughout the week. They were figuring out what they wanted to do, and part of it was just Beans with his broken arm figuring out if he even could play uh, anything at all, even resupply for his team.
Mhm.
But it turns out he was full on ready to go on commander. Maybe I'll pause it just so we can keep talking about the lineups for a minute. And yeah, in finals, Beans with a broken arm came in full on playing commander for his team. And I think Cody said he thinks Beans was playing at about, forget, 70% of his capacity with that. But still, he's a longtime veteran commander player. And as someone who's been playing for the last 10 years, like, those are all well-known names you're going up against. That's a very stacked team, in my opinion.
They were pretty good. their inexperience in the arena definitely did show, especially on some of the scout and ammo playstyle, because that's like some of the more flexible roles in the Loveland arena. It's really, really easy to go wrong with scout and ammo, and heavy too for that matter. But the person they had playing heavy had played in the Loveland arena before.
Yeah, Cody had definitely played before.
The main thing is, like, are they going to keep making these same kind of mistakes that they were making in these previous games? So, like, the first time we played them, their heavy wouldn't get resupplies and died out of the game early, or everyone tried to get resupplies at the same time and we just flooded chamber, and Ash and I would down like 6 people. It really just depends on what weaknesses they're showing and then what we actually bring to the table, because my mindset going into this game was definitely nervous.
Yeah, I mean, you had lost one game by a penalty, I'm pretty sure, but you had won every other game. So did that affect, how did that affect the way your team thought about Syracuse?
I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not 100% sure I should do this on the live stream, but we were a little bit worried about the ethics of the penalty. I mean, you're calling you're calling for an unassessed penalty to stick onto a team that has like an inexperienced captain. We're not as used to having to readily contest stuff. It felt a little bit unethical for sure, and that's kind of why we were a little bit worried. At least that's where I was coming from. I really, it was 9 months ago, to be completely honest.
Yeah, memories are definitely fading, and the story turned out how it did anyway. But yeah, well, why don't we just get into it?
Yep.
Let me stand over here.
Oh, yep. Cody had been locked into heavy by this point, and he rushes up the ramp. Cody does definitely play a bit of a wall. White Ninja rushes in immediately. Cody backtracks.
This is the weird thing that he does, though, because often, and I'll play against him in members nights, he will literally just go up to the wall but not get a medic hit.
Oh, White Ninja right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah,
Cody backtracked.
he'll just go up to the last wall, but he just will not get a medic hit sometimes. I don't, in this game specifically, I don't really understand why he did that. I'm sure he had reasons, and I'm sure he has like good reasons. He's a very good heavy, but
well, as you can see, he stood right there. He was trying to help out the offense by shooting at Beans and the scouts. Yeah, he could have gone in for a medic hit. One risk of doing that is that if you go all the way in, a heavy might, you can see my mouse here. If Bradley went all the way in, Cody might rush past Bradley and take chamber, and Bradley wouldn't be able to shoot him down. It would have to play out in a right sequence, but it would be kind of like a board flip. Bradley staying right here still provides some support, and he's able to guarantee he'll be able to backtrack into chamber and keep it as needed.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
Bit of a different play style, but I think you probably would be one to rush in and get the medic hit.
I would, 100%.
Have you felt like the role to watch this tournament as all the different teams figured out how to play it right? Because our arena has a very strange, specific way you have to play it.
I think it depends on the game for sure. I mean, there were some games to where, like, at the top matchup, I do think that like the heavy weapons role is what put your team ahead of something like the Cedar City Sentinels or even Inner Peace, even though they had a very good heavy. The problem is, like, once you go down to that 5, 6, 7, 8 spots, you have teams that don't fully master the heavy role for pretty much the entire tournament.
You can see right there, White Ninja, he rushes out to that half wall again, and he tags down both of these guys. I think that's Lenny and that Evil or Beans right there.
Out of all the heavies at the tournament, I think he definitely was one of the ones with the most influence on the second floor playing area. Most heavies don't even bother with it, but he definitely did a lot of work from third floor onto that second floor area. Made it easier for Ash to do his job.
Uh,
I like this flank from Red.
I'm kind of. I rewound a little bit just to check out what's going on the second floor here. What do you notice, and what were you doing?
So if I remember correctly, I was kind of in the early game, and this was a common pattern for me. I was kind of getting whipped by Lenny on the second floor. It happens. Judoku is definitely a better second floor scout than I was playing, but Ash wanted us both to play on second floor, and that's fine. But usually the pattern that happens is like I'll lag behind on points at the start of the game, and then I'll catch up a lot later once we start getting into a winning position, kind of that opportunistic play style. So for me, I was just kind of hanging around closet, trying to shoot around a switchback and big box while Ash was doing stuff. I didn't really want to get in their way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Clown car situation.
Beans got a missile into you. It seems like they were getting a lot of shots off, but now the whole red team is back except for Evil.
Mhm.
And
And
Evil's
at this-
off on an island over there. You're zapping him down on the green ramp.
Yeah, honestly, what I really probably should have done in this scenario is just go to big box and let Ash make a different play instead of just having Judah and Ash sit in big box
Ooh, board
Baja
flip.
area and kind of waste the opportunity of Syracuse, because this is the #1 mistake that the Syracuse team did at this tournament, like having 4 or 5 people back getting resupplies.
Yeah, it does look like you have 2 people in big box right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I were to go to big box, that would free one of them to go maybe up the switchback and do some damage.
Beans dropping a nuke early,
With bases though.
getting you guys down to some double digits for your offense.
Oh, our entire offense went down to single.
Missed opportunity there.
The Azra and the Rat get up to third. Udoku's like, give me some of that.
Yeah, no. The Azra was like, take one and go, and I'm like, okay. And I went down to closet and I started shooting people, and I kept kind of losing on hit diff at that point. I think I had a negative hit diff at this point in the game. Just trying to shoot over and annoy. Is that Cody on the ramp?
Cody's still in Fortress.
Okay, no, that was Evil. I was so confused.
Would be an aggressive play. White Ninja pushing in again. But you're right, he doesn't go all the way in if Cody backtracks. He just stays there.
Yeah, I mean, it feels weird though, because when you win a trade against a heavy, like there's not necessarily a reason, because also that is another thing that Cody struggled with, making trails. I didn't see him make one there. He might have. I might have just missed it, but
he doesn't always do it. But there's also a lot of people in his base where I think they'll probably get the heavy down for the heavy rush in. But I usually try to play it safe and always make a trail just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys are really pushing Syracuse back here. They're lining
Heavy's
up along
definitely in
that red
stalemate
area.
right now. Yeah, he does it again. You see, like.
Well, he also shot down someone on the ramp again.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just dominating second floor for them.
Judah has pitched a tent campfire in Baja. He has like not moved.
G&D made a point there. Jackal hasn't been touched yet.
Jackal hasn't been touched yet. He's about to very soon, but no, neither medic really had been put in at this point. Again, it's because both heavies were playing like brick walls. Beans doesn't really have that aggressive go-getter trying to throw themselves at the medic play style. And
he's just walling you out
honestly,
right there.
neither does Ash.
You see yourself go up the red ramp. Here you come again.
I did. I ran into a 3-hit and I got super spooked. So I'm about to get the first medic hit of the game here, and
boom! Look at you hitting 3 people down, or 4.
Well, it's with rapid fire, and that's the thing. Like a lot of the out of town teams didn't look down the switchback very often. Just didn't even think about it. Some did.
These
I think that might have been more of an issue for Syracuse just because they're used to 1-4 arena.
I'd imagine he's going to look to drop
Yeah,
But
that's always kind of been something that people say about them, but I don't know how true it necessarily is. I think it would
Well,
be.
you
It's
can.
hard to adjust to any arena that's very different from your own, and Syracuse plays quite different from Loveland anyway. It's much more. You're more likely to win by hit diff than in Loveland for sure.
Yeah, I mean, no, I know a play style like mine, especially on like a 3 position, would not work at all in an arena like Syracuse. It
It'd be
just
interesting
wouldn't.
to see if you go next year, like how
I
you do
am gonna
adapt to the
go.
arena. You
It's
heard it here
just like
first, folks. Eli is going to Syracuse. Ooh, there's a
I
board
am
flip.
going to
Here
Syracuse.
goes. Oh, he didn't get him back.
Nobody was looking at him.
Oh, this is nice. Cody, stay there. Cody, don't
Ouch.
move. Oh.
So Bradley backtracks well, maintains
I feel like
the.
Ash would have been better
chamber.
to
You're at one
drop
life,
2.
dude.
Yeah, two chain.
Huh?
It's gonna put
Yeah,
Cody
I
to
know.
6,
I
unfortunately.
that was.
Man, Cody, if he would've
I
had
go
that
and I'm like,
situational
Pollux.
awareness,
I
knowing
heard the
that
nuke
you're
sound.
not
I'm like,
even in
oh
his
dang,
zone,
wait,
you
it's
could've
ours.
ran all
I'm
the
good.
way
I'm good. I'm good. No, I got to 1 life because
That's gross.
I couldn't.
All the way up
I when I pushed up to get the medic hit, I was at like 8 or 9. I can't remember. I thought I was gonna do one last play. Went downstairs, lost like 4 lives off of going downstairs. Got like 4 tapped by an ammo medic heavy and a scout in big box. I'm like, okay. Went there, and I think a nuke dropped, put me to 2 or something. So I don't know.
Do not pass go at 1. You can see him on the switchback there begging.
Oh, Lenny gets it. Let's go.
And well done, Jackal, sneaking in the lives.
Sneaking the lives. Jackal was very good on the medic position. Here you go, kind of talking about that. This is a point too. Ash starts going
Look
to
at
the switchback,
Ash.
and
Artist formerly known as Strikva, by the way.
Shot from Cody.
we can still say Strikva because it's just a code name.
I'm sure they don't mind. Just letting people know that when we're saying Ash, that's Strikva's new code name.
No, it's you can see Evo going up the ramp. As soon as I get doubles too, I go to big box. I know Ash is trying to make a play, and we're about to kind of break open the game. I'm actually doing surprisingly better than I thought I was on the second floor. I don't remember myself doing as well as Dude on the second floor, like in any game ever.
It's a really good position when your commander is right here just to provide that support. If anybody jumps out to try to tag Ash, then you can zap them as well.
There it is. Now I'm in big box.
Yep. Yeah, you've been chilling there. I think Judoku is right here next to you, and there they all go. Beautiful
There
flush.
they go. We definitely got
White
more
Ninja got in there
coordinated
too.
as the tournament.
I'm gonna rewind that, much to any Syracuse player's chagrin. But this is a key moment this game. This does a lot for you guys.
You see Cody there with the smile. It's tough, man.
You see Ash push up, and White Ninja's right there to capitalize and help tag them as they're going down. I think I saw Do Not Pass Go run to the chamber.
If I'm not mistaken, though, the reason this was so useful wasn't necessarily because of like the lives taken off of the Syracuse team. Because while those were useful in the short term, this, as I'm sure you know, this game went to time. I mean, this play happened too late for us to really get an Elin, especially with Jackal still alive. It was more about sending them into. It was more about like kind of trying to get a scramble position, have time to get doubles, and have our team be able to get more points. Because at this point, like you don't have a timer, but you can have like a sense of time. I figured like probably around 11 to 12 minutes had gone by, and I was a little bit off. I like to overestimate it a little bit.
Well, I'm looking at the feed. I'm looking to see if we're getting any scouts running downstairs getting medic hits. There we go with Judah went down and triple tapped Cody. When you push the enemy downstairs in Loveland, like, yeah, there's points, but also now you have positioning, and can you capitalize on that positioning? It's a great time for you guys to try to kick them while they're down. Now, Cody does retaliate with a missile, and you and Beans are kind of going at it. You're getting some work done.
probably go the distance. And
fighting Beans from the back felt so bad. It was a little bit harder for him to turn around and get a good angle on you.
For sure. Now, this is really good play from Syracuse. They've gotten a lot of their teammates super full on lives. With 4.5 minutes left, likely they're going to survive the game.
Yeah, no, and they did.
Mhm.
They did very well on that. At this point, it's like, how can you capitalize on them being downstairs to get as many points as possible?
Cody or Evil running up the ramp there?
From your point of vantage, Russ, you have to go past
I don't know.
that wall.
Looks like
I would guess Cody. I don't know why they would just send a scout upstairs.
we got 2 reds coming up now. That looks like Cody. There he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Cody's playing aggressive. He's coming up to third. You resupply, book it to Fortress, and White Ninja's right there to stop the advance.
I mean,
good
they
play
know
from
they
him.
need to make they need to do something though. I mean, they know they need to do something. They can't just bleed points and lives like that, you know.
This is really good coordination from Azra here, as she kind of is able to manage the defense, flip Rat to the other side, and stick White Ninja in his place, and she's kind of watching the middle there.
That's why I think Azra was. I think Azra's actually a very underrated player. I think she is a very, very, very strong ammo. Looks like someone's coming up the red ramp.
Well, I mean, I voted for her for Rookie of the Year. No offense, Ash, who was incredible. Azra pretty much built the team. Like, she organized the team strategy and synergy together all tournament. She was the mastermind, so to speak.
I voted for Azra too. Actually, I agree with you.
Beans is down, so we'll see.
We can let. I'm sure. Amy and Ash can fight about that later.
Well, also, I mean, like, Commander is naturally like just kind of a position that gets you a lot more recognition. So
Absolutely. That was a good backtrack by your team with that nuke.
that was me actually in Fortress.
Yeah. Well, you and everyone, as the nuke came in, like, everyone just secured the top floor pretty much.
No, I remember that play actually. Eval chased me up the things. He's like, "It's just you in here," and I'm like, "Yeah." And then I shot him down, and he left.
He wanted more.
Yep, you have about 33,000-ish.
Yeah, this is good.
Around that.
You guys got the
unfortunately.
you got the medic out. They're still going to be trying to attack you, but you totally thwarted their top floor push. They've had to mostly go back downstairs. Their team's really scattered. You're all solidified.
We have like Ash just making himself an arena wide right now.
Mm-hmm. Now, your team is missing some bases, but they are in the lead right now.
Yeah, no, the base run's gotta happen soon. This is actually I don't think it's necessarily a bad strategy for most people. I actually don't like waiting until the last minute to get my bases when I play Resupply. I worry that I'm not going to have enough time to get it, and also like the chaos of 12 people downstairs all scrambling to get their bases is sure to kill a medic out.
Well,
I prefer to do it in the mid game if we have like a solid position, but we haven't shoved them downstairs yet. That way, they're only going to be like one person, and I lose 1-2 medic lives top. But obviously, my resupply is no better than I do.
Yeah, it really depends on how much power the enemy team has at that point. But like for me,
tap my own heavy.
What? How would that happen? Hold on. We're not just sliding by that. Okay, you two tapped him.
I do that more than I should. I think, oh my gosh, Bradley is beans. Tap tap tap. What are you doing, man?
We'll see if it happens.
Hey, if you get beans down, maybe it's worth it.
Well, I did actually.
Yeah, dude. When at least in our arena, when I hear 60 seconds, if I have my bases, I'm looking at my own base. I want to catch anybody out who like they're in a really compromised position. They have to get that base, and they have a limited amount of time. And if I reset them a couple times,
Oh,
I mean,
sorry, I was looking.
I've won games off of that.
Got excited there for a second.
Great game.
Yeah, I mean that's why I really don't like
Really good.
waiting till the last minute. But I understand like why people do it.
Unfortunately,
It
not able to get the score difference.
But you see, like here, the rat was only able to get one of their bases.
Yeah, he only got one. What a noob. All right.
No. And then just a quick look at the stats and stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah. What are your impressions?
Beans got shot 103 times.
Yeah.
He got shot. He gave Strickfa 2 nukes. Like he got shot by Strickfa 36 times and missiled once.
It's trying to get the player to go away.
Oh my gosh, my computer just crashed.
Oh no, really?
Good. Yeah, it's a good thing the stream is on my phone, but my stats page just crashed. I don't know why that happened.
Okay, that's what you're doing. You found it.
Mhm.
Well, some observations here. It's one. It makes MVP really interesting. This is one of those games where I don't know quite how accurate some of it is. Because I thought White Ninja played a really solid, responsible game for himself. He had a 1.25 hit diff, which for heavy is crazy. But he only got 1 medic hit. He ended up with the lowest MVP on the team.
I think part of the reason for that is like he didn't get any missiles off. He didn't do a single one. That's the main way that Heavy gets MVP, and it kind of shows why MVP isn't everything, because he shot 55 people as a Heavy, and we're still like he was only 500 points behind Cody despite having 3 less missiles and getting them off, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No,
And
it's
he
true.
he also in that game didn't really. I mean, he walled Cody. He could have. There were a couple opportunities he had to push in but didn't. But I understand why he didn't.
Yeah, definitely.
He was definitely more reliant on his team that game to put most of the pressure on the other team.
You had quite the score. 1.43 hit diff, 73 tags, 3 medic hits.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your play that game?
Well, I tagged Bean. Beans was 32 of them.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So, no, but I almost gave him an entire nuke, so I'm not 100% sure that it was worth it, even if you're going 2-1 against a commander.
Mm.
The 1 medic hit that I got on Jackal at the start of the game I thought was pretty inconsequential, but later, like, I mean, you saw it, how I lag behind points, and then opportunistically get stuff after my team makes plays.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of where I was.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you guys had a lot of opportunity for farming points when you had them shoved up into the fortress. You and Judoku did a good job of taking up space and backing up Ash as they were moving forward.
They also did the classic 3-hit error one time, where they just had both down 3 hits near each other.
Did they?
Can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. Awesome. Shall we continue?
Yeah, let's do the next one.
Also, let's shout out Beans with the 5 missiles and the MVP of the game status with a broken arm. That is pretty legendary. All things considered.
It was a very good game.
And you know, I also want to highlight Evil, one, to make sure that everyone knows that I didn't totally flop on picking him as my player to watch, because I think he's a great player, and he actually had a really good score. I saw him pushing up by himself from the back a lot that game.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys had a good defense, but he's the only player with a positive hit diff.
He's the only player on that team that outshot me.
Yeah.
On hit diff.
You know, he's a really sharp player. He knows where to find opportunities.
I mean, it evens up kind of with the rat. I mean, the fact that he ripped a camera.
We're just going to talk about the arena.
We can't really hear their commentary as well here. I'm just going to keep going forward. What were you guys thinking going into game 2?
So long.
Second. almost a whole new
I don't think we have any viewers.
out of nowhere. Close that
No, I
gap.
don't think we have any viewers.
Can't wait to see how this game 2 is gonna go.
Eli, what were your thoughts going into game 2?
Syracuse go.
I was a little bit relieved. I was actually I was more relieved that I was happy. I'm like, okay, we come out with a lead, and so I felt a lot more confident going into this game. Wasn't just playing out of nervous energy like
Really quick. Maybe green.
I used to play in Commander and Members Nights, right? That nervous energy that makes you want to that kind of leads into like, man, I need to win this game. I need to prove that Loveland B isn't actually because everyone, even the commentators were constantly like underestimating the skills of the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't blame them. Obviously, it's not their fault. They had no idea. They'd never seen any of us before, but
Yeah,
It's like-
and Syracuse and Cali had been getting better all throughout the week while you guys had home field advantage. But I think truly you guys were getting better too.
yeah, I mean, commentators are gonna say something this game. Like the team has seen everything. Like that our team has kind of hit their ceiling. I don't know if I fully agree. Honestly, there were some things. I previously had been gone for months. Like I had gone into this tournament playing literally 1 week of practice. Right?
Right, you were gone for
After
a little
the
while,
thing.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you also played the previous 3 days. Like that matters a lot too.
That is true.
By day 4, and I said this in the rankings show, you guys probably had the most energy of anybody at the entire tournament.
Yeah, because this game was played at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, for sure. That's some home field advantage for you.
More like young person advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, this is definitely our better side. So
Okay. Let's continue with it.
We missed the start. Sorry about that.
You guys got the red side on the second game. Which side was stronger for you guys?
yeah, that's what I was just saying. Red side is definitely stronger.
Red
I
is
think.
stronger for you guys.
I don't think.
Rick was in immediately.
Yeah. I think Beans got kind of depressed after the last game. He thought like, okay, it's okay, we'll beat them in elims, and then they lost the first game. And I think you can see that kind of took a toll on Beans. I mean, he didn't go above 2,000 points until like 2 minutes into the game.
He went for an early bases run this time.
Yeah, but like you can see, without bases, he's in negative right now.
He's gonna get shot though. Oh, nice play from
They're totally walling this time. Trench war.
This kind of reminds me of Totem Pole.
And that's really just from like
Yeah, maybe a little.
Syracuse standing up. As much as I hate to say it,
Obviously not the exact same.
Yeah, everyone's just sitting in their spot so far.
But you've already given away so many specials.
Yeah. As a hefty
I mean,
I
it.
understand why that is. This part of the tournament, you're.
I don't think that we were that much better on red. I do think it was a lot harder for Syracuse on green because
Your back's aching. It's hard to get low.
mostly because of the resupply situation. I mean, the resupplies had to go to either one of two spots. You could either go to Chambers Cubby, where they had very limited visibility, and use in our first game in round 1 against them, that went very badly for them. They got kind of Cubby smashed, if you know what I mean. Look at Beans. That was a great push from Beans.
Rick was pushing in too. Crash. Oh my goodness, there they all go into the chamber there.
You can see Beans still, though, in the negatives.
Beans and Cody blocked each other on accident. Oh
Yeah, they
man,
were
that
kind of
early
disorganized this
nuke
game.
from the closet. Goodness.
And they ended up running into each other.
That is a spot where White Ninja could have definitely pushed in. I don't think the resupply had trails.
They didn't. You see, and they either play in the chamber cubby like they're doing now, or they have to play in trench, which is hard to do if you don't have a lot of arena experience. Trench is definitely a high learning curve. And once you get trapped in the cubby, especially if you can't resupply through that chamber window, which you couldn't during this tournament, like you can see Cody's having to make some uncomfortable trails. And at any point, someone from Closet could just try and come in.
Who is down there on first, and why?
Nobody watching the corridor. Here comes Strickler.
I just
I
saw
think
someone
Jude
go
and
into
I
the
switched this game.
Red
I
Rock.
think I was the second voice shot.
But Ash is going off. You see Judah just having total control of the fishbowl. You can see him sometimes on that top left window.
You can see Beans 3 minutes into the game. Like, I think the last game definitely had an effect on him because he's
and he's gonna come and kick them out.
he's still like 300 points without bases, you know.
He's just trying to hold it all together. Got to catch back up, but Ash is just... Ash has had control of Closet most of the game, which is devastating for Green.
He just took it immediately. I think that's a consequence of both 3 hits going third floor.
Needs to keep an eye on who hasn't backtracked.
That's a good push from Beans. That was a good play. Just going in, getting the hit. Because if both 3 hits are there, you have that liberty to be able to go and overextend a little bit because you know there's still going to be another 3 hit there in the chamber.
I mean, it's pretty even across the board. Both heavies about the same.
Bradley's doing that Cayman Ash kind of heavy style thing where he waits for Cody to get resupplies and then gets some himself.
It was a good strategy.
Evo tries to push up the ramp, gets kind of shut down by Judah and Closet, or in Big Box.
Yeah.
They do make a good push for second though. It's just hard to do it without presence of it. I think Beans is downstairs.
Yeah.
Is he downstairs?
I don't see him. Looking for him.
Yeah.
And you really want your scout to kind of support your 3-hit there.
Oh, Bean's got a couple penalties.
And you can see
he was not happy about how the game was going.
Now Cody's getting aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, at this point he knows he has to start making a play, right? Like when Jackal's on 13 lives in the game, because obviously they don't know the Rat's on 14, right? It doesn't.
Good job.
Doesn't know the Rat's on 14. He actually most people, if their medic is on 13, like 5 minutes into the game, would be a little bit spooked. Is it safe to say that?
See the pressure that's coming in on chamber.
They were on
Especially
13?
after that.
White Ninja's gonna go back.
Well, now Jackal's at 8. Goodness. There they go.
Yeah, and he's about to get bullied downstairs by yours truly.
I'm looking for it. Rapid fire activated.
And he's not close to a new.
Yep, there you go.
Nope, and they're running around downstairs.
That's really good of you being there, essentially to receive them when they get downstairs.
They're unable to kind of regroup there. Brooks gonna go around the backside.
It's just like, well,
The Rat's still on 14.
also I was downstairs getting my bases. It was a little bit lucky, to be honest, but
So far being well
I was able to notice, well, they're getting pushed downstairs, maybe I should just go meet them. And then they, like, if I remember right, they just stayed in Blue Cave, like they never moved.
Bradley's just taking a dump on them. Like, I don't know, I really respect White Ninja's style. He's not as aggressive, but we had a conversation on after day 1 about why he's playing heavy and what his job is. And his job is really to enable the offense a platform to go do their work. And the way that, you 3 are able to have success and have a stable place to come back to, White Ninja is ultimately responsible for setting that up for you all. That might be why he's not as aggressive, but he is very territorial.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Ezra helps with that, of course, too. And the Rat by being able to slip in and out of his position as required.
Just like a rat.
I like a rat. He's perfect. I can't even see him. Where's the Rat? I don't know. I think he's up in the chamber.
He's not up in the chamber. Oh, he's
There
up
he
in the
is.
chamber. There he is. He was entrenched.
He's hard to spot. But yeah, you can just see the feed down there. Jackal's down to 2. Your offense is just humming. They have not the resources to climb back out of this right now. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
they
I was
could make
able
a
to
push.
put Jackal from like 9 to 2, or not 9 to 2, 9 to 4 in like 1 minute. I mean, like that downstairs, playing downstairs is hard, but playing downstairs is where you'd see a lot of the out of town teams dissolve. A lot of like teams like Cedar City, I mean, even made some kind of silly plays like staying on the ramp because they didn't want to go downstairs so bad because they knew the defense would kind of melt.
I mean, look, that's where my team also went to melt. It's not an easy thing to get out of first floor. Why no one wants to go there.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy part about
And you remember we even tried like a month of practicing a downstairs defense, and ultimately not very successful. But I still
disagree with
believe.
that. I think your downstairs defense was a lot better than you thought it was.
Well,
If you keep a medic alive for 10 minutes downstairs, which you were often able to do.
Cody's full, but you know the new kits.
Oh, it is from full.
I'd love to try it again someday with a team that really believes in it and is willing to practice it for a long time, even when it's not working right away.
You know, an elim for sure for 5 nights at Loveland. It's like value.
There goes Jackal.
Yep.
Especially after that first.
Yep. And the base difference is pretty massive. You guys are winning by points. You know, if you're Syracuse at this point, you want to take a Hail Mary shot, try to run, beat the heck out of the enemy team. It's probably not going to work.
Yeah, I mean, no, what they needed to make an effort a long time ago. Probably, I mean, probably after I went downstairs and kind of started beating up Jackal is probably when they should have started going up. Even if they're not full, like, you can't, like, this is game 2. If you lose this, you're cooked, right? You're done.
Mhm.
Your tournament is over. Like, you gotta give it something. You have to do something, you know?
Right.
And to their credit, like they actually are, like they push 2-3 hits up the fortress. It's just, or up the chamber, up the green ramp. That's what it's called. Pencil. Yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to get in and put any pressure on the rat. And it's gonna be the second game in a row.
It's just.
Did you guys have a
Sammy
strategy for sweeping when the game was in this state?
Yeah. I would kind of just go. Well, I would listen to where they were, and then I would just kind of circle around them. I at the time that I was playing, I think I was the only person downstairs when I did the play against Jackal. I think I was the only person downstairs. I'm not 100% sure. I don't really remember it that well. But I remember that I'd like come in from one side, try and down people. I would wait for their. The important part though is waiting for their defense to respond. Like they're like someone's coming in, even though they probably don't need to because I'm just a scout. Naturally, what the response is, especially in high adrenaline games, you're gonna have 3 guns looking at the opening. You're gonna have like a heavy, and so then you have someone say, "Look, they're coming in." Then you have them naturally post up because that's just what you kind of naturally do. You post up where the person last came in, and then you come in the other way. And you tag the medic from the back line, right? You don't want to be, especially as a scout, taking on the entire team. You want
to. Yeah, that's wise. There goes Beans. There's Cody.
There they are.
Y'all got the game pretty wrapped up at this point. Good boost from the rat.
This game could have been very, very different. Yeah.
I was trying to use Ash as a reset there, and Ash was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, Ash, you would follow the person." And then he got penalized.
Yep, that was a good call by you.
And Cody just kind of craps on us. It's funny. No,
good missile.
I do. I really liked how they played it in the first game, though. I mean, they filled up really well. They didn't have that same. They weren't able to fill up as well this game, I think.
Think so.
Downstairs? Yeah, no. But man, I don't know. It was so long ago. Like,
yeah, a lot of this is pretty late to the game. But I think in 5 years that won't matter too much. We'll be happy we had a little bit of commentary on it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, can I just get your overall thoughts from Five Nights at Loveland, getting to have the whole tournament experience? What was it like for you? What did you take from it?
Um, I just wanted to have a good rookie showing. I didn't know exactly what we were going to do with the team. I know I wanted to finish in the top half. I was gunning to beat Cedar City. That did not happen. But I think it was really good to be able to play on a team that didn't have a lot of experience playing at high intensity tournaments. I mean, every single person on that team was a rookie.
Hmm.
And you've said, like, this is your kind of grandpa thing. You want everyone to play on a team that's inexperienced to get that experience of what it's like to have to kind of step up. I think that, well, we did. You
Dude,
know?
I would have killed to play on Five Nights at Loveland when I first started. You guys got such a head start. I am being a grandpa. Yeah, your team was amazing. And
But we
I think
also
it's a good thing.
but we also had the Loveland A team to help us.
Help you. You guys didn't like it, but
Oh,
beating
no,
you into the
no.
ground over and over again made you able to take on teams. Like you guys don't truly get it because you haven't played with all those players from Cali and Syracuse over the last 10 years. They're big names. They've done very well in tournaments. They know what they're doing. And a team full of rookies came in and beat both those teams. I mean, pretty legendary. I'm very proud to have that BRB team.
And then you're going to send all these B team players. I mean, I'm just glad for the Loveland site that you're going to be able to have people to, because you're not going to any more tournaments, right? And there are people like, is Troy going to any more tournaments?
Troy's never gone to an away tournament, and I'm not retired. I'm just prioritizing family for the foreseeable future. I
Yeah,
am
like you're
probably
not
going
going
to
to
go
the
to.
tournament.
I might be able to go to shorter things, but not 5-day tournaments
Yeah, exactly.
for a time. I'm choosing that. That's my choice.
Exactly. Like a lot of the members of the A team, Jarrett's going to move to Florida, right? They're gonna be needing people to go away, and we have. I do credit the leadership, even if they're not recognized a lot at Loveland, for creating a pretty open space that. Well, there is toxicity. It's like,
Are you hanging on something?
no.
Where's that coming from? I'm getting like a clicking. That's so interesting.
Huh. You still there?
Yeah. You'll be able to hear it on the stream. I don't know where it's coming from.
That's
Now it
weird.
stopped. Now it's back.
Oh, my phone is propped up against a it's propped up against something that's going clinky clank.
That's funny.
No, like I was saying, I was very grateful for the Loveland leadership to create a good environment for learning laser tag, and due to that, we're gonna have some of the best like second generation of players. I think is gonna happen in a site has seen in a while. Like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to say. I don't really know how to put words into what I'm trying to say here, but
No, thank you. That feeds my ego so much. That's exactly what we're trying to do. Just because we had to learn without really any mentors directly overseeing us doesn't mean you guys have to. The team that's going out to, like, our Loveland B team kicked a lot of butt, a lot of hard butt to kick in this last tournament. The team going out to Brisbane, 3 more rookies. I mean, those 5 are better than our original A team for sure, by a lot. I mean, I bet they're even. I would even compare them. Oh gosh, Josiah's gonna hate me for this, and Joe, but I would compare them to our 2018 A team that won a West Coast. They're just like, you're all starting at such a high floor to come in and begin learning and soaking up things. Yeah, I'm excited for the future of Loveland.
I just really like to play laser tag.
Yeah. Excited to have you as part of the scene, man. You're my grandson now.
I am your grandson.
Jarrett's my son, and this is Jarrett's son now.
I can't believe that my dad is moving to Florida. It's so sad.
I don't know that he is. That's a maybe thing. I would let him be the one to talk about that.
Oh, I thought it was like a done deal, and I was able to, but
Yeah,
it's not.
things change. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for him. It's a maybe. A lot of maybes. Yeah. Five Nights at Loveland was really cool. One fit into those roles. And you didn't originally see yourself as much of a scout player, right? Like, what was that like for you?
No, when Ash, the original lineup, I think when Ash was still on the A team, is I was gonna have Commander and Troy was gonna play scout because Troy was gonna be on the B team.
Hmm.
Then when Ash dropped, I had to learn how to play scout in this arena, and I think it was actually way better for me than if I had played Commander at that tournament. So
Yeah, it was definitely a good learning experience for you. Having to, I think the flexibility of the role was a little hard to grasp sometimes.
what people say about scout, that it's the easiest to learn, I agree to an extent, but I don't think it's the easiest to get good at.
Oh, I think it's easiest to learn, but hardest to master because it's so ill-defined. I don't know. There's a lot to it, but you played great. Your team played great, and I'm glad we can start. We can get a little bit of honor in for you guys. Possible, I'd even. I want to make sure that we're done honoring Loveland A. Loveland B needs some honor now. So if there's any other games that any B team players want to look at, I'm happy to do it. But I feel like that's about it for now. You got any final thoughts on this game or anything else in the tournament?
You could see they were playing their hearts out in the very last two games. What could have been the very last two games. I mean, both of us were really, really, really going at it. Neither of us had anything to lose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. There was no other chances after this. Do or die.
Nothing that could happen.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up here. Thanks for joining me on my very first stream, and thanks for waiting 40 minutes for me to figure out all the settings.
Of course.
I will
Grandparents
get better and
usually
better.
aren't very good with technology.
That's a good joke. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Rook. We will see you around the community for a long time, I'm sure.
See ya.